going to be about dietary laws, how we eat. What's the title of did we go with? Divine dining. Um, our second topic would be about if we get to it now, because we have a lot of information to unpack with divine dining itself. If we get to it, it'll be about the body of Yahweh, and we have another topic about tech and entrepreneurship in Yahweh, right? Through the laws of Yahweh, everything guided and followed by the laws of Yahweh. Um, so let's get to it. Let's talk. So we have our guest again. It says the honorable, acclaimed, great speaker, a pivotal person in the community, Amon Ben Yahweh. So Amon, can you just give us a little introduction about yourself?
Sure. Well, first, I'd like to say shalom to everybody. It's a pleasure to be here during the Feast of Weeks to just share and have an opportunity to get to know my family and experience the children, the other people, getting to know them, uh, getting to know one of my younger brothers who told the audience that you're not to come here with your bad behavior. So it's just having a ball. Again, my name is Amon Ben Yahweh. And to tell you a little about myself, well, I was in college, and a gentleman that I know showed me a book, or gave me a book called You're Not a Nigger, Our True History of the World's Best Kept Secret. I read the book, had someone to make cases of them. I passed around the college campus, and a member of the Nation of Yahweh was working there, and I was introduced. I met Yahweh Ben Yahweh the first time, and that was it. Um, I became one of his elders. I was one of those that was sent out in several cities. Um, Again, several cities. The interesting thing is I was sent out. I didn't have a place to stay.
Mm.
I didn't know nobody. All I had was lesson 1 and 2, and I didn't have any money. And following Yahweh and Yahweh's instructions, we was able to build the largest congregation outside of Miami.
Wow.
So having that experience of starting being by yourself, but knowing Yahweh, then Yahweh is there with you. It was a wonderful experience. A lot of things that I went through or experienced, I apply them to today. And we would come back to the feast we would come back to the feast with the congregation. And this particular feast, me and Yahweh and Yahweh was sitting in the lobby. And he said, Brother Mar, I'm going to move our nation from eating meat.
Ooh, that sounds like a hard.
Well, I looked at him, excited at the same time, because at the time when I was in Detroit, I was around some of the more educated, holistic type people, knew people that had cancer, they survived it. Met a doctor. They told her she had 6 weeks to live. Well, she's still living today. That was probably, oh my goodness, that was in probably the late 80s.
And she totally reversed it with her diet.
Say it again.
She totally reversed it with her
Totally
diet.
reversed her diet, overcame the cancer, went back to the doctor that told her she'll be dead in 6 weeks, and he was shocked. So being around those people, that influenced me. Uh, but Yahweh, when he told me he was going to move our nation from eating meat to eating fruits and vegetables, I said, yes, sir. And I asked him because he was scheduled to come to Detroit. And I was asking him, well, what do you want to eat, sir? And he told me fruit and vegetables,
Mm.
you know,
That aligns with scripture, doesn't it?
that align with scripture. Uh, Even to this very day, people who were around Yahweh ben Yahweh, you will hear some people say, well, Yahweh ben Yahweh ate meat. And he did. He came to us
Right.
where we was mentally. And I witnessed him change before my eyes in so many different ways. Um, at the time, he was going to city traveling. So we understood when we prepared his food, it had to be without meat.
Okay.
So that more so started my journey. Yes,
So you would say all of this is what your inspiration was to
yeah,
advocate for.
absolutely.
Okay.
You know, I know that he told me that he was going to move our nation from eating meat because he know that I will continue that message.
Right.
And that's why I'm still talking about it today,
To this day.
to this day. I
Um,
haven't eaten meat. Oh my goodness. I guess maybe 20 years now. You
that's a
know,
long time.
yes.
It's a long time.
Maybe even longer, really.
Really.
Um,
Still feel great.
oh, I feel outstanding.
Full of
I can
energy.
still run. I can still jump.
Wow.
Uh, Interesting when I go to the park, the young guys out at the park, and I remember we was playing a basketball game and they picked me last. But I said, okay. So of course I had fun with them.
Right.
They were shocked at my level of play.
Right.
And after I played about 2 games, I said, okay, let's go. Let's play another game. They was
They
tired.
tired.
They tired.
That's the classic case of a meat eaters versus
Mhm.
someone's eating herbs and fruits.
Yes, 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 yes.
Um, can you share some like key areas of expertise of like diet? Like what should we eat? Why do we eat it?
Well, we have to realize that we have live bodies.
Mm,
And when you put dead food in a live body, it creates disease, sickness, decay. We have to put live food in our live body. And I want to really point this out because it's time for our nation to realize those who are going to be obedient to Yahweh and Yahweh, the time is now. This is a dietary law book that he wrote years ago.
what's the title?
It's called Yahweh ben Yahweh Divine Dietary Laws.
Okay.
And this is what he wrote. And I want to say this because a lot of people say they believe in Yahweh, and there's ways you can tell. I don't want to excuse me. I meant to take these glasses off earlier and put on the ones that I can see by. And he says here, according to the Bible, first he says, as you become conscious of the effects of food has on your health and a proper nutritional diet, you suddenly discover that there are thousands of books written on this subject. Listen to this. I have no desire to try to compete with those many thousand books Therefore, I will recommend some of those books to you. Then he says, according to the Bible, in the beginning, during the Garden of Eden, we were vegetarians and fruitarians. According to Revelations, in the end, we will be fruitarians and vegetarians. In the beginning, we live forever. Now, I hear a lot of people talk about death. You got to die. And Yahweh came to destroy death, not just one aspect of death, but all aspects of death, mental death, physical death. The disease, sickness, and decay came from Lucifer and his diet. Death came from his diet. And here, in the beginning, we live forever. And after the destruction of our enemy by Yahweh, we will once again be able to live forever. Now, telling me that, and I've seen dead people, I'm not interested in dying. So I'm very much a fruitarian and a vegetarian. And my diet consists of a lot of salads, big salads. It might scare you to see the size of a salad that I eat. But Yahweh said we can live forever. If the earth, if a tree can live 3,000 to 5,000 years old, how do we accept 60, 70, 80 years old that we have to die? It's just, we're his children. So I want everybody to understand, particularly that are interested in Yahweh, that really want to be a part of the nation of Yahweh, you got to stop eating meat. We have to be a nation disease and sickness free, death free. How are we going to say that Yahweh is God, another person called another name for God, and they disease, sick, death? We say Yahweh is almighty, and we disease, sickness, and death. They have no reason to change.
Right.
So distinguishing us from all other nations and all other people, we'll be healthy.
Absolutely.
We'll be healthy. Yes.
A few highlights from what you said. It's interesting because it specifies that there's a time that we were only eating fruits and herbs.
Mm-hmm.
We moved into a time where we were eating meat.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the end, we'll go right back to eating fruit and herbs again.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly enough, like in this modern day time, it's becoming very popular of people starting to eat more green eating more herbs and foods.
Mm-hmm.
And modern day science has found out that meat is making it your body die faster. Right? So I just want to point out, like you just said, it's been written centuries ago, right? Centuries ago. So could you a lot of people I come across, they talk about, oh, it's so hard to do it. What makes it easier for you all? What can people do to make it easy to start eating more green and letting go of meat?
Yahweh Ben Yahweh wrote a book, How to Overcome the World. And we have to understand that we was born in this world. When it says we were born in sin, yes, we were born in sin, but some of us will overcome this world, overcome sin. And when you're his children, that's why he tells us to study, research the facts about things, learn the nature of those things. Those of us who do that are going to be blessed in so many ways. Life eternal is just one of them. If the sun can be in place forever, it's something that sustains that.
Right.
The earth was never created to be destroyed, and Yahweh not going to let this system destroy the earth. This system has poisoned the air, the water, the food, the land. And Yahweh is going to clean it up. Guess what? Yahweh can clean us up. Our body is designed to constantly reproduce itself. We have to put the food in it to reproduce itself. That's why we have to eat live food, fruits, vegetables, nuts, things that are raw. You mind if I use some notes?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
First of all, it's in the Bible, which is Genesis 1:29, where Yahweh says that, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed upon the face of all the earth. See, when he said all the earth, that means all the earth is his.
Right. He owns it.
And all the people on the earth have the ability to learn this and have these blessings upon them. He's not just limited to one particular land. Now, it says that the fruit and vegetables shall be meat for us. The interesting thing, and then it says meat in the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance, reference number 402, it says meat is simply food. Not the physical animals' meat, but the fruits and vegetables. And when you look up the word food, check this out. It says the essential body nutrients that is taken in and assimilated in the body to maintain life.
Maintain life.
And growth. To maintain life. But it's up to us to make a choice. Genesis 3:22, where Yahweh says, eating from the tree of life, we will live forever. That may be hard for some to believe that, and I understand. But my message for those that know they have the ability, the mental strength and fortitude of mind to make the appropriate changes to be a part of Yahweh's family. Now, this is a scripture that we read for many years, which is Deuteronomy 30:19. And Yahweh said, I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Then he says, then after he tell us what he put before us, he said, but you choose life. Now, when you look up life in the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance, and there are several concordance. You can't have just one of any book.
Right.
There are two concordances I have. This is the strongest Strong's Concordance, all right, which is the latest one. This is an older concordance. And when you look up life in this particular concordance, it says, when you look up life, reference number 2416, it says, listen to this, raw, fresh plants, living things. So when you say, I put before you life and death, choose life, when you look up life, it tells us raw fruits and vegetables. Raw meaning uncooked, unprocessed.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So that's a lot to unwrap right there. I mean,
let me say this also. Because it says food taken in and assimilated to maintain life. Check the way is that in here? Assimilate means
To become a
an
part of you.
American Heritage College Dictionary, 4th edition.
Okay.
It means to transform live food into living body tissue.
Wow.
To transform the food into living body tissue. So as you eat live food, you're constantly producing life. When you're constantly producing life, you can't die.
Makes sense. It's logical.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So one of the things that came up lately, they said that they found out is in our DNA, right? By the food we eat. And I'm kind of paraphrasing it, but your cells in your body forget how to reproduce its original form. So it slowly breaks down slowly.
Right.
And what they noticed that people that eat it, there's documentaries on this, books on this, like Yahweh said, thousands of information on this. So you can fact check this. That when you eat meat, it breaks down faster. It forgets faster. When you eat more live foods, like you're explaining, it breaks down a lot slower. And in some instances, it reverses the aging effect.
Yes. Yes. I could still do everything that I did when I was 20. Just saying.
Okay. And assimilate again to break and bring into live tissue.
Live body tissue. That's incredible.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Okay.
So these are the benefits of changing your diet. See, the nation of Yahweh is made up. See, the nation of Yahweh also means the nation of Yahweh is made up of Yahweh's children.
A nation of them.
A nation of Yahweh, a nation of them.
Right.
You know, so being the nation of Yahweh, we have to be the examples of the world. Something we talked about the other night, decisions that we make right now will affect generations.
Yes.
It's not just about us. It's about generation. You know, we have to break generational curses, and we have to manifest these living living parts that will be transferred to our children. You know, you always say he's gonna kick the devil off the earth. Well, we're gonna do a little bit of kicking too.
Well, we are his nation, are we not? Right?
Because the whole earth belongs to him.
Absolutely.
We don't want nobody bad. As my brother say, you got to get rid of the bad behavior.
Well, we have to be examples of Yahweh.
Yes.
Right? We have to govern ourselves like Yahweh.
That must. It's not an option. Is it a fight? You know, you asked earlier how easy it was. It wasn't difficult for me.
Okay.
I used to do all kinds of things. And in that process, I put a chicken in a pot one time. And I just boiled the chicken. I didn't put no seasoning in it. It was terrible. It even smelled terrible. You know, the other Hebrews said, what in the world are you preparing? I said, that's that chicken y'all like.
Right.
But it didn't have any seasonings. So when you learn seasonings, you'll be surprised what you can create to even duplicate that taste that you like.
Right.
You know, there are many ways to prevent yourself from eating meat. And sometimes you might have to play a little psychology with your own self, you know. Some people I know, they start out preparing food that tastes like meat. Like you can take a jackfruit, a green jackfruit, and if you cut it up when you take each part of it, it looks like chicken.
Oh yeah, like pulled chicken.
You know,
Yeah.
Well, if you take that and put some vegan mayonnaise in there, some pickle relish, some celery, and some onions. You swear you're eating chicken salad. I used to get a kick out of testing it. I would tell people, I need you to taste this chicken salad because I don't eat chicken. And they would taste it and, oh man, this chicken salad tastes wonderful.
Right. So
Uh,
would you say it's an addiction that people have?
it's an addiction, yes. A lot of our um, ills are addictive, and they put things in the food that will make you be addicted to it.
Right.
Cigarettes have over 5,000 chemicals. But look,
5,000 chemicals.
you got the bushes over there, they call it tobacco, bushes. But they want to add 5,000 chemicals into the cigarette, and we get addicted to the cigarette, and the cigarettes say will cause cancer.
Right.
By the Surgeon General. The general of all surgeons said this will cause cancer. So yes, it's very addictive. All of our ills are addictive. This world has made it where we're addicted to it. That's why we have to overcome it.
Absolutely. So one of the biggest things, and I
Mhm.
have to mention it, that I see all nations can't let go
Mhm.
is pork.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you a little story. My mother, she told me, she said, "Do you know how they process that?"
Uh-huh.
She said they soak that in sugar water
Mm,
and seasonings to make it sweet
mm,
for you.
mm,
So when people tell you that, oh, that pork tastes so good,
mm.
that's everything they put in there to make it taste like that. Like the example with the chicken,
Mhm.
right? It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. It might be
Mhm.
trillions
Mhm.
because they use pork products in pills and everything. And it causes over, I think, documented over 5,000 diseases now.
I remember this particular feast. We had a lot of new people there. And Yahweh was just outstanding on scanning the room, picking up what the Hebrews are doing and their lifestyles. And he told us this. He told us this. He said it would be better to eat a used Kotex than to eat pork. Everybody said, ugh.
Right.
But you know how many people stopped eating pork that night? And he had to say things like that to shock us because we was addicted to it. And when you're addicted to something, it takes some pressure
Yes.
to make you change.
Right.
He had to do that with us. But nastier than a used Gotex.
I mean,
Now that sound nasty,
it is.
but the pork nastier than that.
I
You
tell you,
know, I was in Detroit and I was eating some breakfast with some people and they wanted to know why I just wanted oatmeal. And two of the people there was attending Michigan, the University of Michigan. And they said, well, why are you not eating bacon? I said, no. And I talked about how many worms and diseases it caused. So she went to class. She was in, I think, a biology, something in the science department. And she asked the teacher about doing a test. And she concluded in her test, and she took pork, set it out in this dish covered, worms came out.
oof,
They put the pork in the oven, and because some people say you got to cook it well done.
right.
And I think the name of this word is worm is a chicken worm. She said, Amon, that worm came out of that pork after it was in the oven for over 30 minutes.
Wow.
The whole science department stopped eating pork. Stop eating pork.
So it's a misconception that when you cook it, it said that it kills all the parasites.
Right.
Well, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It kills most
It
of
doesn't.
the parasites.
Kill some of them, but not all of them. And when you eat it with the eggs,
Right.
etc., they're in your body, living in your body. And you're wondering why you're sick, disease, why you're tired. They even travel to your brain,
Yeah.
you know. And I know we're talking about pork, but even beef, when you eat beef, it has to stay in your system 3 days. It literally have to rot. So when it rot, it throw off all kinds of toxins. That means poisons throughout your body.
Right.
And let's say you wake up in the morning, eat some beef for breakfast, beef sausages, okay? Then for lunch, you eat a submarine with beef. And then you come home and you eat a steak. And then the next day you do the same thing. You're constantly putting toxins, poisons in your body. You're feeding your body death, disease, and sickness, you know. So none of it is good. None of it, you know. All of it will kill you.
Choosing death
Choosing death.
in front of us, life or
And
death.
life or death. And see, Yahweh say, I just give you the information. I'm not here to make you change. It's up to you. I give you morality. You expose the unrighteousness, but I show you righteousness. See, you will choose which one you want. And it's up to all of us to choose you this day whom we will serve.
Right.
I just chose y'all everything else.
Well, we can see the benefits.
Mm-hmm. Praise Yahweh.
So for someone who's new to eating this way, so let's say that they're watching this podcast, which I know some people will,
Mm-hmm.
and they say, "Hey, today I'm dropping it all."
Mm-hmm.
What's a good place for them to start incorporating it into their diet?
If they're really, really serious, I would juice in the morning and in the evening, and I would eat a really, really, really big salad. Now, when I say big, I really mean big. I'm
Piling up
not
on the plate.
talking about, well, I used to eat, my salad is a bowl. You know, it's in a bowl. It's not on, it can't fit the plate, but it's in a bowl because you're flushing your system. You're detoxifying your system. And if you have to, uh, if you feel like it's not enough, and that's a mind thing, because I went on a juice fast. It was a pear juice fast years ago
Okay.
for 10 days. And as I was on that pear juice fast for 10 days, my mind was playing games with me. I had a book on the side of me with every chicken recipe you could think of. And guess what? When I came off the juice fast, I didn't eat the chicken.
Wow.
But when I was telling myself I'm going to detoxify my body, my mind saying, don't you remember the chicken? So your mind going to play. And again, it's about overcoming the world. But see, you can eat nuts. You can eat avocado. You could put avocado in your salad, nuts in your salad. You know, if you find some black rice, you can even put the black rice in your salad because sometimes you have we'd be accustomed to that full feeling, but you can add a little black rice, some avocado into the salad. And you want to eat, when Yahweh first sent out elders around the city, we ate fruits and vegetables. That's what we ate. We didn't eat cooked food. It's when we thought we had settled in that we started eating cooked food.
Right.
But see, we were walking all day in the hot sun. I remember in one part I was in Kansas City, it was 117 degrees.
Oh.
And that place was the hottest place I ever been and the coldest place I ever been. It was like 60 to 80 degrees below zero. But you know, to do what we were told, you had to eat right. And to do what we're told today, we got to eat right. But it's our choice. It's our choice.
So it sounds to me, you said that so people should go through a detoxifying at first.
When you eat live food, your body is gonna start detoxing.
Okay.
The live food is gonna cause your body to detox. Okay. So depending on you, and it's really up to you, and I say fight it because we've been conditioned a certain way. It's gonna be a fight now. It may be easier for some, but see, I was around uh, Yahweh ben Yahweh in the early stages. And I was around him when he said, well, I'm going on a 21-day fast. And I always wanted to like be like him, you know. So I remember all of that. And I had my challenges now. It was like I told you, I had a chicken recipe book and I used to look at a recipe every night. Oh, I'm gonna fix this when I get off. But I never forget the night I came off, I didn't go fix no chicken. My mind was just playing with me. So, um, you know, you're going to go through that detox period. Sometimes you'll have headaches. And if you do have headaches, you want to drink a tea called Smooth Move in the morning and in the evening. You want to drink it in the morning because all the toxics, some of it come out of your skin, some of it goes to your colon. When it's in your colon, you want to flush it out. Take a Smooth Move tea in the morning, Smooth Move tea in the evening to flush out those toxics. Because when they just sit there and you don't have a good bowel movement, you're going to get headaches.
Makes sense.
You're going to get headaches.
So the food doesn't just affect you physically, because you said that your mind's playing tricks on you. So that would almost point to the fact that the food also affects your mind and thinking.
It's a drug. It's a drug. Just like as people call a crackhead, he get that feeling, he got to have it. That's the same with the food. So I don't look down on the crackhead because I understand what he's going through. See, I understand a whole lot of issues that we have that I experienced, and I can say I've overcame that. You know, um, so you want to go through. You want to understand what your body doing. Don't panic and go run and fix some chicken or whatever, some fish. All of us. Listen, I tell people, got a mom and a daddy. I'm not going to eat it.
That's a good way to trick yourself, psychology. What are some of the top green foods you recommend?
Oh, I love, like, listen, I love broccoli. And being here in South Florida and experience so many different cultures here, and so many different cultures, people that live in the Bahamas, in Jamaica, Haiti. I'm learning about so many other different green stuff that I wasn't aware of. And being around them, you learn about different vegetables and uh, you know, some I juice, some of them I just put in salads and eat. When we were in the city, sent out, y'all would say put at least 11, 12, 13, 14 different vegetables as a part of your salad and cut it up small. Some people don't like broccoli raw, but if you cut up everything very small, and when you put it together with some uh, olive oil, the good olive oil, a little lemon juice and garlic. I haven't eaten this morning, so
You're
now
making me hungry.
I'm reminding myself that I haven't eaten anything. But when you put that the avocado, but a little Himalayan sea salt and the different seasonings, and when you put that over that salad, and y'all, I used to tell us to grate it, because you might have a salad this big, and when you grate it, it might just be this big. And take a grater and grate it up real small, like coleslaw, small pieces, and you mix it all together. It'll be a taste, but you don't single out the vegetables that you don't like. And after a while, you're gonna learn to like them.
Right.
You're gonna learn to start craving them. Your body will, when you become conscious of what you're eating and how it makes you feel, then your body gonna start craving that good stuff, you know, live foods, live fruits and vegetables. And see, they're live, excuse me, this keep sliding off. But see, they have live nuts too. You don't have to, all the nuts, they got almonds and cashews. I know how to make a raw cashew. I can't even think of the name of there's a particular pie.
Um, but pecan?
No, you make it out of cashews. You soak the cashews and blend them up, and cheesecake.
Oh,
Excuse me.
really?
Oh, raw cheesecake. Take the nuts, crush them up, put a little olive oil in there. After you crush them up, a little cinnamon in the crust. Put the crust in the refrigerator. It firms up. You put your cashews in a blender. Gotta have a good blender now. And you blend them up till they become creamy. And you add your flavors in there and put that in your raw nut and let it. Oh my goodness, I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
Oh my.
I'm hungry.
I tell a story about I went to this vegan restaurant
Uh-huh.
and I have a sweet tooth.
Mm-hmm.
I have cakes, all of it you can think of.
Mm-hmm.
And this is years ago. I tried this vegan cheesecake.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "There's no way. It's no way this is gonna be good,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like no dairy, no nothing. This is."
Mm-hmm.
And it was the best cheesecake
Mm-hmm.
to this day
Mm-hmm.
that I've ever tried. So for people out there that think that switching to a more fruitarian, herb, vegetarian diet,
Mm-hmm.
you're not losing
No, you're
good
really
food.
gaining.
Yes.
Some people tease me. I laugh, because living here in the city where I